Welcome you all to this evening of E-Khel Pathshala Physical Education and Community Coaching Program Foundation Level Course. So, ladies and gentlemen, today amongst us we have a very eminent speaker, a very eminent academician, a scientist, who is none other than Dr. Yumnam Momo Singh, Scientific Officer from Sai NSNIS Patiala. So, Dr. Yumnam Momo Singh has done MSc in Anthropology, specialization in Physical Anthropology from Manipur University. He has also qualified UGC NET, and he's pursuing his PhD from Karnataka University, Dharwad. And so far as his work experience goes, he worked as research associate in Physical Anthropology, Anthropological Survey of India, NWRC Dehradun, Uttarakhand, from May 2013 to June 2013. So far as his research experiences are concerned, he is also a junior research fellow in Anthropological Survey of India, NERC Shillong, Meghalaya, from October 2006 to October 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Yumnam Momo Singh, the speaker of the day, will be delivering his lecture on sports anthropology, kinanthropometry in sports. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, I invite Dr. Yumnam Momo Singh to take over.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Asutos.
Thank you.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Today topic. So for today's this I will discuss about the skin anthropometry in sports. So we'll start with what first. After going through this this session, in this session I will try to cover what is the meaning of anthropometry, applications of anthropometry in various fields, and what is skin anthropometry, and in its application in kinanthropometry, and what are the relevance of kinanthropometry in sports. So mostly in the slide itself, one is anthropometry, sport anthropometry, and sometimes it's used in kinanthropometry. So what are all those about, and what is the difference or similarity between them? I'll try to discuss in this regard. So let's first start with this overview of sport anthropometry. So what really the sport anthropometry is, we'll discuss. So this anthropometry is an applied aspect of physical anthropology. So one subject is there, science discipline is there, anthropology. In that anthropology, there are this one is physical anthropology, another is social anthropology. So sport anthropometry is an applied aspect of that physical anthropology. So physical anthropological methods are utilized in sports as relation between body build, physique, etc. And this also related with the activity of the sport. One's physical capacity determined by hereditary and health is called potential physical capacity. As we all know that physical capacity means that has been gained from that hereditary and their health condition. And whereas the capacity develops through physical exercise is termed as acquired capacity. We can improve these things in the physical through exercise. We can improve or enhance our capability or capacity. So exercise can reduce or increase the quality of fat, the quantity of fat, strength, endurance, speed of contraction, and elasticity of the muscles are directly associated with sports activity. So right kind of physical activity can help in the development of vitality, vigor, skill, and stamina necessary for sport. These are all this overview of the sport anthropometry. So sport anthropometry is a structure and function of different parts of the human body are interrelated. This sport anthropometry is mostly deals with the body structure and their functional relationship. So let's just a brief introduction to anthropology. What is anthropology and what are the branches? Just before talking about this anthropometry, some might have idea about anthropometry. So where it comes from, which subject, what are these subjects doing? So anthropology is a science which deals with the comparative study of man as a physical and cultural being. एंथ्रोपोलॉजी बोल के एक सब्जेक्ट है, वो क्या करते हैं कि आदमी को फिजिकल और कल्चरल के उस व्यू से स्टडी करते हैं. And then in that, one is physical anthropology, which is mostly concerned with man as a physical organism in time and space. According to time and space, what men are doing. So, okay. So, and this physical anthropology has two principles, and they are mostly focused on two aspects. That is human evolution, how man has been evolved, and human variation. So why these people from different part of these things are uh, varies from each other. Like you will find different structure and variation among the population. European population is different. Mongoloid populations are African population, Asian population. You will find that one. So why this human variation is, and how man has been evolved. You can see here in this picture also. You might have heard about the ancient the apes from the origin of man. From this subject is a matter of part of the physical anthropology. One branch is human, which deals with the human evolution, and mostly this human variation deals with the human genetics and human growth and development portions. Apart from this, another this subject, cultural anthropology, study as a human being, as a cultural being, his work, behavior, social patterns, etc. So, this portion of the cultural anthropology deals human as a cultural being. So it has been said that it's a बोलते कि जो human है, it's a social being. Without socio-cultural आदमी नहीं रह सकता है, without society अकेला नहीं रह सकता, तो उसके साथ culture जुड़ा होगा. So क्या क्या होता है in that his work, behavior, social pattern. So these are some of the things with this cultural aspect is that their food habit, their dressing pattern, their religion, and their what to say, their behavior patterns, their belief, their custom, all are different from society to society. So all this related interesting topic has been dealt by this cultural anthropology. And other than this, we have other background. What to say, branches are also there, like archaeological. Archaeology is there, prehistoric archaeology, you can say. And then we won't go that much. I'm just giving you the two broad branches of anthropology. Anthropology, which deals with the human being, his work in time and space, and physical anthropology, which study about the human origin and evolution and human variation. Cultural study deals with the cultural aspect of the individual. So this is just all this. After this, we'll come to the point that anthropometry, what anthropometry means is, and what are the branches of anthropometry. So anthropometry is derived from the Greek word, which comprises of two Greek words, that is anthropos or metris. Anthropos means man, metrins means to measure. So anthropometry, you can simply say that measurement of man. The science which deals with the measurement of man is called anthropometry. So anthropometry is the science of obtaining systematic measurement of the human body. अगर कोई आदमी का मापतोल करना है, then anthropometry is a science which are dealing with for taking what kind of measurement, for taking a measurement, what equipment should be used, and how to take measurement. The protocol, procedure, what protocol and procedure we have to follow, this has been given by this subject, anthropometry. So it's a very simple. Anthropos means man, metrins means measurement. So it's all about measurement of man. So this anthropometry was first developed in the 19th centuries as a method employed by the physical anthropologists. I have to talk about the physical anthropology, and those who specialize in that physical anthropology is called physical anthropologists. They used this anthropometry during the 19th century for the study of human variation evolution in both living and extinct population. You can see here in the down, in the picture in the given below, that some are taking in the living body and another from the skull, skeletal remains or fossils. So these are the subject matter of anthropometry. In that anthropometry, it has been divided into two parts. One is living and another is dead. Living, living one is somatotype, two branches are there. So somatometry, which deals with the body measurement. And another is cephalometry, which come from cephalic index, that is head and face measurement. So head and face measurement of the living body is studied under this cephalometry. Apart from head and face, other remaining part of the body has been dealt by this subject, somatometry. And similarly, in the dead, one is craniometry. You might have heard about the cranium capacity. So from that cranium, the skull, that person is called craniometry, which deals with the skull part. And apart from the skull, other osteometry. Osteo means bone, that skeletal part other than the skull. So these are studied in this osteometry. Maybe your femur length, humerus, scapula, any part of the bone is been measured under this, except skull. Skull part is studied under this craniometry. So these are some of the major branches, but we are not going to discuss all this. We'll discuss on this somatometry because we are going to deal with the athlete, the living bodies. So we'll focus on this somatometry, body measurement. So another one aspect is somatoscopy. You can see here, soma means body, scopy means you can observe it. The scientific observation of the bodily parts are easily distinguishable with your naked eyes, as a skin color. Skin color kya hai? And yellowish, brown, darkish, brownish, white. They are different color of skin. Those you can easily observe through your naked eyes. Hair color, there are different type of hair color. You can see here different type of hair color. Eye color, hair color is here, and eye color is also there. Face form, some are having a round face, some are having square, some are oval, some are narrow. So from that, their nose form, different type of nose form has been given here. Lip form also there. So these are some of the this observation, and we can identify through this observable these things characteristic, and we can differentiate it for the African population. This type of physical characteristic are there. This kind of, they have their woolly hair, wavy hair, or the texture of the course of the hair. So like that, this somatoscopy is used for racial classification or population variation basis for classification of population. So simple, this anthropometry, this technique has been used, this has been historically used to associate racial classification and psychological attribute with physical property. So you will find three major races. One is Negroid, African population, Mongoloid, Asian population, and European population, that is what we call Caucasoid population. There are three major races in the world population. So for that identification of the racial classification, this anthropometric जो measurement है, इसको use किया था पहले historical जो पुराने time पे. And then another aspect is anthropometric measurement में क्या होता है? What are the things we are going to do? And what are the things this anthropometer used to do, anthropometrists used to do? What are the measurement and what is their use? So one is size, structure, and composition. In that size, you can see in the picture also different, in that different position, their length-wise, breadth-wise, dimension, circumference, you can measure it. So here I have given some size and size, height, you can have height is there, weight is there, surface area, and volume, etc. We can measure the size of the individual. In structure like sitting versus standing height, shoulder, sitting versus standing height means उसका जो स्टैंडिंग हाइट है, उसका जो कमर का और टोटल हाइट का क्या रेशियो एंड प्रोपोर्शन है, लोअर अपर का रेशियो एंड प्रोपोर्शन जो है किस में है, वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई दैट पोर्शन आल्सो। शोल्डर एंड हिप वाइड जो है, हिप डायमीटर बोलेंगे या हिप ब्रेड जो बोलेंगे, तो उसको शोल्डर एंड हिप का कंपेयर कर सकता है। मैस्कुलिन के लिए क्या बोलता है कि मेल आर हैविंग ब्रॉडर शोल्डर एंड नैरो हिप, फीमेल आर हैविंग नैरो शोल्डर एंड ब्रॉडर हिप। तो कैसा पता चलेंगे, वी हैव टू मेजर देयर शोल्डर ब्रेड एंड हिप ब्रेड, then only we come to know that this portion is this. So shoulder and hip weight we can measure. Arm and leg length, the ratio of arm and leg length, proportion, neck circumference and other circumference like different circumference you can measure. Composition, in the composition, percentage of body fat can be measured, water content, how much water and what is the requirement, how much for gender wise, for male how much percentage is required, for female how much water content should be there, for the athlete how to maintain that water level. Lean body mass, most of the time you have heard about this lean body mass. I'll explain it in the body composition part. So these are some of the things which anthropometric measurement used to do, like size, structure and composition study. And now some of the basic equipment which we use for taking those measurements are to I have given here some 7-8 equipments, name of the equipments. So one is stadiometer. So you have seen this equipment, stadiometer, which has been used for taking stature or height of an individual. किसी का अगर height लेना है तो we can use this one. This is only for height measurement, stadiometer. And then another is anthropometric rod. This is a multi-purpose this equipment. The word itself comes from anthropometric rod. Well, we use it for taking linear body measurements like height, stature, length, diameter, or breadth, broader breadth. So this is used. This anthropometric rod is used for lengthwise and breadthwise measurement, mostly a linear measurement of the human body. तो इससे हम height और अलग-अलग portion का, different portions का lengthwise dimension और उसका broader breadth जो है उसका भी measure कर सकता है. This anthropometric rod. Another is AP chest caliper, anterior posterior chest caliper, which is used for measuring chest depth. चेस्ट का एंटीरियर पोस्टीरियर का डेप्थ जो है वो कितना है, वो फॉर दैट पर्पस वी यूज दिस एपी चेस्ट कैलिपर. अनदर इज स्लाइडिंग कैलिपर. स्लाइडिंग कैलिपर व्हिच इज मोस्टली यूज्ड फॉर दिस स्मॉलर डायमीटर मेजर करना है या ब्रेथ मेजर करना है. मोस्टली दिस स्लाइडिंग कैलिपर इज यूज्ड फॉर फेशियल एंड फेशियल लेंथ और फेशियल ब्रेथ, nose length, nose breadth, उसके लिए use करता है. Head and face के लिए this sliding caliper is used. इसके साथ ही साथ similar equipment which we use for the athlete populations is vernier caliper. इसको different term से हम bone caliper भी बोलते हैं, हड्डियों का caliper, bone caliper या bicondylar vernier caliper. This is used for आपका जो wrist joining, humerus joining or knee joining or ankle का joining. इसमें we can measure the diameter of your wrist, diameter of humerus, diameter of knee and diameter of ankle. From that we can calculate a bone mass of that individual. So this sliding caliper से ज़्यादा we use this vernier caliper for the athlete population to measure the bone joining, and from that we can calculate bone mass of the individual. Another is measuring tape. Measuring tape, this is a little bit different from the local जो market में मिलता है, उससे a little bit different. Others which are घर में भी मिलता है. And then this is especially made for human body measurement. So you will find here 10 centimeter is blank and it's mostly 2 meter length रहता है, and then each 1 centimeter का diameter है. So you can use this measuring tape for measuring the circumference of your upper arm normal, upper arm flex, forearm, chest circumference, waist circumference, hip circumference, calf circumference, thigh circumference, like that. Any joining circumference of the joining, like wrist circumference, like you can measure through this equipment. And mostly with this, we calculate the muscle mass of the individuals. This vernier caliper is used for bone mass calculation, and the measuring tape is used for muscle mass calculation. And then skin fold caliper, and this one is skin fold caliper. There are different models in the market. You will find skin fold caliper model. There are different models are there. So skin fold caliper, the specific these things is it gives a constant pressure of 10 gram per mm square. This is skin fold caliper है, very simple. It has a one spring is there which give a constant pressure of 10 gram per mm square. So it is used to measure the skin thickness, skin का thickness measure करने के लिए use करते हैं. From that skin thickness, we can calculate fat mass of an individual. So this skin fold caliper is used for calculating fat of an individual. So where the location we use this equipment जो है ये कहाँ पे measurement लेते हैं, and like you heard about a bicep skin fold, tricep skin fold is there, subscapular skin fold is there, suprailiac skin fold is there, and supraspinal skin fold is there, tricep skin fold is there, calf skin fold is there. So what the thing is, for calculating a fat mass, there are different equations and formula. But we are using the minimum that Darwin and Wormsley formula we are using, and then after that for calculating the fat, like you can use series and project model. For series and project and Darwin and Wormsley methods of body density, we only require for this measurement of skin fold. That one is this bicep skin fold, tricep skin fold, subscapular, and suprailiac. If you have this 4 measurement, you can calculate body fat percentage. So this skin fold caliper is used for percentage of body fat calculation. And then sometimes this muscle mass that thickness, for calculating muscle mass, we use both the measurement of circumference and skin fold. And we use the formula Mettinger's method. So these are some of the equipments and methods. Apart from these, now we have there are lots of equipments available in the department, laboratories, and in market also for calculating body composition. BIM, bioelectrical impedance methods are there. Dual energy X-ray, DEXA is there. Both bodies there. So other than this equipment, these are the classical models equipment. Nowadays, lots of upgraded equipments, technology has been developed, and then you will find different methods for calculating body composition. So the simple one, that is weighing machine. So let's come to the application of anthropometry. So what are the applications of anthropometry? Historically, this anthropometry has been applied to a wide range of applications, which includes this paleoanthropology, which deals with the scientific methods for studying human evolutions through fossil remains. So for those fossil remains, they mostly deals with the fossil remains to know the evolutionary trend. Another is forensic anthropology, which assists in the identification of deceased individuals whose remains are decomposed, burned, mutilated, or otherwise unrecognizable. So this is also a branch which is used for this forensic identification. Criminal anthropology, a branch is there. It's a field of offender profiling based on perceived link between the nature of crime and the personality or physical appearance of the offender. So in this, like a blood group, blood sample drops has been found from that spot. Here, fingerprint. Here, texture, a piece of hair, like cloth. From that, you can this offender profiling can be done from that remains. So these are the early views, and now this anthropometric somatotype is quite related with the this sport arena. So somatotype, what is somatotype? Means rating of body or typing of body or classification of body. What is your present observed component? Like how you identify your structure. So in that case, one is the one is endomorph is there, mesomorph is there, ectomorph is there. So three component in our body, classifications of body by rating of these three component. This somatotype is having three component. One is endomorph. That means their this relatively fatness, relative fatness. Mesomorph is relative this musculoskeletal development. Ectomorphy is relatively lean and thin. So these three components are this given rating of this. Somatotype is the rating of body, which give here you can see here somatotyping rating 711, 171, 117. These are all the rating given for an individual. So endomorph means endomorphy या endomorph means जिसमें आपका फैट का मात्रा ज्यादा हो. Mesomorph means जिसमें मस्कुलेचर है बॉडी में. Ectomorphy means जिसमें आपका लीन एंड थिन पतलेपन ज्यादा है. तो हर आदमी के अंदर ये तीन कंपोनेंट रहता है. The important thing is which is dominant. Fat dominant is that fat is dominant to you? Is that muscle is dominant to you? Or is ectomorphy, lean or thin, is dominant in your body? So these are the things. Like there are 13 classification among the somatotype itself. Somatotype में और इसके तीन कंपोनेंट नहीं है. तो तीन इसके अंदर 13 क्लासिफिकेशन भी रहता है कि एंडोमॉर्फ high hair, next is mesomorph, another is mesomorph is high, then endomorph, ectomorph. So there are 13 classifications are there. So mostly for the common population, you just observe this endomorphy, what are their physical characteristics. You see here, wide hip, narrow shoulders, pear-shaped body, a lot of fat on the body, a lot of fat on the upper arm and thigh, quite slim wrist and ankles. These are some of the physical characteristics of the endomorph, extreme endomorph individual. You can find here for the mesomorph, broad shoulders and narrow hip, wedge shaft, a large head, muscular body, strong forearm and thigh, very little body fat. This is some of the characteristics. And then for ectomorphy, narrow shoulders and hips, a thin face and a thigh forehead, a thin this narrow chest and abdomen, thin leg and arms, very little muscle or bony body fat. So these are some of the characteristics of ectomorph. So for the athlete population, mostly we require this mesomorphy should be high. But you will find different structure through, like you will find different event wise this somatotypic this component is various. Like you will find some endomorphy in throwers, mesomorphy in most of the game, ectomorphy in you will find this in this long distance runner. You can compare all these things. And now the anthropometry, this application of anthropometry is currently used in different fields like industrial design and architectures, like vehicle seating while in preparing or making vehicle seating arrangement, seating जो seat है उसको बनाने में, cockpit like a pilot and driver का जो in flight or maybe in the bus, maybe in the everywhere, this this anthropometric measurement is used according to their body dimension. उसके accordingly that adjustable, that flexibility, that range, that height और जो distance है, they can calculate it. Another is fashion designing, like clothing, like military uniform. तो क्या करते हैं कि scientists working for the private companies and government agency has used to conduct anthropometric studies to determine a range of size for clothing and other items. तो कोई भी brand जो है अगर देखना चाहे तो they used to conduct one survey of the human population on what population their product जो है वो sell करना है. So accordingly, they made survey from that data. They use that measurement for that. So fashion designing is also one of the currently applied anthropometry. Ergonomics, like ergonomics is the definition to have is ergonomics professionals apply on understanding of human factors to the design of equipment designing system and working methods to improve comfort, health, safety, and productivity. You can see in the picture the laptop here, computer may if you are walking, then what type of height your table and height of that laptop या desktop है, it should be in the high range पे होना चाहिए. That the tool or the chair है, chair जो executive है, it should be movable हो या इसका height adjust कर सकते हैं, and then that bag should be in adjustable mode. You can reach it very comfortably so that you can work for a longer period. You can sit comfortably and for the health, the safety also and productivity of the work. So the most important thing what we are doing, we are going to focus on this is medicine. Nowadays, anthropometry is used in the medicine ground, like example, nutrition, aging, obesity, and sports science. So we'll discuss in detail this in the next slide. So anthropometric data is invaluable to the optimization of various products and observing the changes which occur in response to various lifestyle, genetic, and ethnic factors. So what nutrition or this medicine used to do is one of the very good indicator for these things is body mass index. You might have heard about these things, BMI. So it's BMI means it's widely accepted as a parameter of nutritional status and prediction of risk of obesity related disease. So this BMI gives the information about at what age, according to your age, according to your height, how much weight should be maintained. So it is quite useful for mostly the growing age period. So BMI simply you can calculate through your height and weight. If you had your height and weight, you can simply calculate your BMI. So BMI can be calculated through this formula. BMI equal to weight should be in the kg divided by height. Height is in meter and square. So the result will come like 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, whatever. So it denotes that the BMI value denotes that the higher the figure, the more overweight you are. अगर इसका value ज़्यादा है तो आप overweight है. Overweight से ज़्यादा है, then it comes under obese. Obese class 1, 2, 3, etc. And then if it is lower, you are underweight. So BMI is just a guide. It does not accurately apply to the elderly population, pregnant women, or very muscular athletes such as weightlifter. But for the normal population, BMI is quite helpful. But for this three population, this BMI doesn't give that much information about the individual. So, according to WHO World Health Organization 2000-2004, these are some of the normal range given here. So, if your BMI value is you can see here normal range is 18.5 to 24.9. If it is your BMI is under this range, you are in the normal range. If it is less than, you can see here underweight, less than 18.5. So if it is less than severe thinness, moderate thinness, mild thinness is there. If it is more than 25, more than or equal to 25, it comes under overweight. And second 25 to 29, obese category equal to or greater than 30. 30 to 34, class 1, 35 to 39, class 2, 40 plus 3. So this gives information about the obesity and nutritional status of the individual. So let's see kinanthropometry. In that sports medicine, kinanthropometry, nowadays this anthropometry is applied in the sports field. So kinanthropometry involves obtaining measurements of the human body for the application of human movement. Such measurement includes body proportion, composition, somatotype, maturation, motor ability, cardiorespiratory capacity, and physical performance. Let's see some of the relevance of anthropometry. Anthropometry helps in studying human evolution and human variation, as has been discussed earlier. Anthropometry plays an important role in racial classification. Nutritional status of population can also be determined through anthropometry. Anthropometry has occupied a distinct place in the field of medicine, surgery, etc. Anthropometry is used in the forensic and criminology. Anthropometry helps in recruiting the right kind of persons for the armed service. Anthropometry is essential in many industries. So these are some of the relevant things for related with the anthropometry. So that was a brief introduction to anthropometry. Now let's come to our main kinanthropometry or sport anthropometry. So meaning and definition of kinanthropometry. Kinanthropometry emerged as a new scientific discipline in the early 1970s. Kinanthropometry jo hai, it comprises of three Greek words. That is kinian, which means to move, anthropos, which means man, metrans, which means to measure. So you can say that measurement of man while in motion, while in movement, while in activity. Due to its prolonged activity or regular activity, regular practice of the same these things, there might be certain changes in their structure or in the body structure. So these are some of the concepts. So this kinanthropometry, kinesiology, kinanthropology जो है ये सब एक कीन मतलब जो मूवमेंट के साथ जो मेजरमेंट है उसको रिलेट कर रहा है. So it deals with the dynamic relationship and quantitative interface between human structure and human function. Human structure और function को ये उसका दोनों का interrelationship को study करता है. Mostly that activity या movement के साथ जो जोड़ा जाता है, so that it becomes kinanthropometry. So in this this kinanthropometry, जो anthropometry है, the knowledge of anthropometry is applied in the sports. That becomes sport anthropometry. And in other words, this kinanthropometry, measurement of man in motion, if it is prolonged motion, movement, activity उसके साथ. So ये दोनों, the word, these two words are synonymously used. Maybe you are using sport anthropometry, another in some countries they prefer to call it kinanthropometry, like in the US they call it sport anthropometry, like in German they call it kinanthropometry, like that. Only those preferable terms they use, but the underlying ideas and the meanings and their these things are more or less same. So let's see what is the definition of kinanthropometry. Kinanthropometry is defined. This is one of the very this what to say most this thing. Everything is included under this definition, concise, and it gives you every information what kinanthropometry is going to do and what kinanthropometry used to do. So kinanthropometry, this definition has been given by the Ross et al. In 1948. This kinanthropometry is defined as the study of human size, shape, proportion, composition, maturation, and growth function in order to understand this growth, exercise, performance, and nutrition. So these are the simple definition. Let's see one by one what this means about this size. So what is size? Size here, like the structure short or tall structure. जो height है, tall है या short है, you can see here some are having very tall, some are very medium height, some are average, some are short stature. So it deals with the size, stature. Now shape, we have different shapes like round shape, lean and thin. So accordingly game के हिसाब से उसका जो size and shape जो है वो prefer करता है. Like in thrower, you can find difference among the athlete, the throwers, sprinter, long distance runner. You will find it. You can see the basketball player and then gymnastic को देखा जाए. So they might have some structural difference or some peculiarity in the game is there. So this subject deals with the what is the size and shape of that individual for that particular game. And then another is proportion, another very interesting topic, proportion. So earlier what proportion में क्या होता है कि during from growing age में there is one proportion is there that at the time of birth से लेके 1 year तक 1-2 years तक the babies or infant stage जो है during those infant stage the babies are having broader head का जो portion है is comparatively greater और मतलब जो है portion जो है वो ज़्यादा है compared to the other part of the body. Head का portion head large head ऐसा लगता है according to the proportion. धीरे धीरे अलग अलग portion उसका trunk improve हो जाता है, length wise, breadth wise improve हो जाता है, and then इसका limbs जो है extremities जो है trunk, extremity, lower extremity, upper extremity सब धीरे धीरे increase हो जाता है. तो ratio and proportion growing age में from birth to adulthood changes रहता है. This is another one of the proportion, ratio and proportion during the human life. Another proportion is, one is I have given here A, B, C. So there are 3 types of body proportion found in the human population. One is A type. You can see here A type of body which are having short torso and long leg. Short torso and long leg. Upper portion जो है वो थोड़ा कम है compared to the lower portion. So this type of A type of body is mostly advantageous और थोड़ा सा उसको advantage मिलता है. And those games which involves jumping, like आपको any kind of athletic activity which involves jumps, triple jump हो गया, high jump, long jump, basketball, volleyball. This A type of body is suitable for that event which involves jump. B type of body which are having average leg length. Both the upper and lower trunks are more or less in the same distribution. Proportion जो है more or less same ही है. तो ये 3 game कोई specific इतना game नहीं है, but you can play most of the game. And then the third, the C type of body which are having long torso. Upper जो है trunk area जो है they are more larger या longer वो है compared to the short leg. जो lower extremity या जो leg जो बोलते हैं वो shorter है compared to the this torso या trunk के हिसाब से. So this a C type of body is suitable for those which need ग्राउंड स्टेबिलिटी. जहां पे आपको ग्राउंड स्टेबिलिटी जरूरी है वहां पे ये जो टाइप का सी टाइप ऑफ बॉडी है वो ज्यादा सुटेबल रहता है. लाइक आपका जूडो, आपका रेसलिंग और वेट लिफ्टिंग टाइप ऑफ गेम. सो दिस आर सम ऑफ द टाइप proportion, ratio and proportion of the body which has some suitability, कुछ preferable, कुछ not preferable, कुछ there some are having advantages. So these are some of the type. उसके बाद body composition. Body composition, in that body composition mostly so what our body is composed of. It deals with the what our body is composed of, what our body is made up of. किस चीज से बना हुआ है body, हमारा जो body है. So in that scenario, different science हो या different discipline has their own view. अलग-अलग जो discipline है वो they can define, they can give their view on different aspects. But from our जो हमारा जो anthropometry जो है वो mostly focus on the 4 जो 4 कंपार्टमेंट मतलब 4 कंपोनेंट पे ज्यादा फोकस कर रहा है. वन इज मसल टिश्यू कितना है, मसल मास कितना है, फैट मास कितना है, बोन मास कितना है, एंड अदर्स. So you can see here muscle males are having 45%. This is given for the normal population, not for the athlete population. एक आम आदमी आम उसके लिए मेल के लिए 45% जरूरी होता है. For female is 36%. Muscle is required. And fat, in the fat जो फैट है वो 2 तरह का फैट होता है. इसको फैट इज बीन डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड और डिवाइडेड इनटू 2 क्लासिफाई करते हैं इसको. वन इज एसेंशियल फैट, अनदर इज नॉन एसेंशियल फैट. जो एसेंशियल मींस जो जरूरी होता है, दिस इज बेसिक फॉर योर फिजियोलॉजिकल जो एक्टिविटी जो जरूरी होता है, मेटाबॉलिज्म उसके लिए जरूरी जो होता है, उसके लिए एसेंशियल फैट बोला जाता है. मोस्टली फॉर मेल इट इज 3% और फॉर फीमेल इज 12%. स्टोरेज फैट और नॉन एसेंशियल फैट जो जमा करके रहता है, जो फैट जमा हुआ, मोस्टली जो जो स्टोरेज फैट है वो मोस्टली लाइज बीनीथ द स्किन और विद सम इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स या एब्डोमेन. वाइसरल फैट में जो एब्डोमिनल फैट और स्किन फॉर जो स्किन का बीनीथ द स्किन रहता है मोस्टली. सो हाउ मच परसेंट इज रिक्वायर्ड? 12% दिखाया गया है यहाँ पे. एंड देन फॉर फीमेल इज 15%. So in total for male, how much percentage of fat is normal? So you can see here, one is 3 plus 12. That is 15% body fat is in the normal range. Let's see for the female is 12 plus 15. That is 27% of body fat is considered quite normal for the female population. For the female sedentary population. I'm not talking about the athlete. For athlete, we have different parameter, different these things are there. And then bone mass, we can see 15% for male, and in female it's 12%. And here other organs, which includes others or remainder, which includes your ligaments, internal organs, fluid, mineral, water, all those come under these others. So it is made up of 25% for male, and for female also it's 25%. So this is the typical model of body composition for the normal population. So how much this fat is required, how much muscle is required for the normal population, and for the athlete population has been discussed under this subject in anthropometry. Another aspect is maturation. Maturation you will find in the same age group कि किसी का जल्दी height gain हो रहा. So maturation जो है, each and every individual has different जो children है हर इंडिविजुअल का, हर चिल्ड्रन का टेम्पो ऑफ ग्रोथ जो है इस वेरिएशन रहता है. इट वेराइज फ्रॉम इंडिविजुअल टू इंडिविजुअल, डिफरेंस इन ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट पैटर्न ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन. सो इन दैट केस क्या होता है कि ऑल्दो देयर माइट बी द सेम एज ग्रुप, there is early mature is there, normal mature is there, and late mature is there. So this maturation status influence in the sports. क्या होता है कि those sport which require strength, power, endurance, तो उस गेमों में early mature जो बच्चे हैं is more suitable and preferable for that kind of event, like boxing, wrestling, athletics. And then late mature mostly in the gymnastic. So while during this stage, what are the issues and problem, what are the advantages and disadvantages of selections of early mature or late mature? We will discuss under this, what are the outcome of that. So इसका भी some advantages are there, some disadvantages are there, which has been done under this maturation status. And growth function in order to understand growth, exercise, performance, and nutrition. So why we are studying size, shape, proportion, composition, and maturation? To understand their growth, exercise, performance, and enhance the performance This definition has been given in this table or chart in 1978. You can see this is more or less same. This kinanthropometry deals with the movement, human measurement, specification for study of human size, their proportion, composition, maturation, and growth function. Its application into health to understand growth, exercise, and performance. It is relevant with the implications for medicine, education, and government. So simply, this schematic diagram of kinanthropometry is given by the Sodhi et al. 1988. So with this diagram, Sodhi gives the scope of kinanthropometry. What are the scope of kinanthropometry? So this diagram represents the scope and application and its role in the sports. So this kinanthropometry जो कहाँ पे kinanthropometry का जो scope है area है वो यही चार्ट ये most detail में explain कर देता है. So kinanthropometry, one branch is it deals with the physical growth, which include your process of growth. क्या क्या होता है stage of growth during those time क्या क्या stage आता है. Maturation, during maturation what are the things. Motor development, क्या क्या changes होता है. What are the exercise, what are the skill and this changes. Psychological, emotional, and physical changes according to his during the adolescence phase, big high velocity के time पे क्या क्या changes होता है वो study करता है इसमें under this heading physical growth. One is body composition, which deals with the bone mass, muscle mass, fat mass, and remainder. Another aspect is physique, which deals with the shape, size, proportion of an individual, so which has already been discussed. So all these things जो study कर रहा है it's finally it's for the physical fitness of the individual. Physical fitness में क्या होता है कि it's a physical fitness जो है fit जो रहता है वो trainable है. It's a trainable जो system है. Train करके you can improve, you can gain muscle, you can reduce your fat. It's trainable. Physical fit जो है वो healthy जो population exercise के through you can train it. But the thing is for that training, you require this growth pattern, physical growth and development of that individual to reduce or to increase that. What to increase, what to reduce. For that, you have to know about the body composition and physique. What portion is required according to your demand. So these are some of the which all related with the physical fitness of the individual. This kinanthropometry in this is related with the various disciplines like sports science is there, physical educations are there, gerontology, study about the old age and their problems, ergonometry is deals with the workspace and equipment designing, medicine, auxiliary which is about the growth and development, physical anthropology is there, human biology is there. So these are some of the disciplines which kinanthropometry is related. And now some of the factors which this structure, body structure has जो effect, जो factor है क्या factor है, mostly very common factors are there. One is hereditary or genetical factors are there, environmental factors are there, health issues, exercise, and nutrition. These are the main 5 factors which can affect your body structure, body functioning. So now let's see application of kinanthropometry in sports. So kinanthropometry play a significant role in determining its potential for function and movement in a varied and changed scenario. So kinanthropometry is one of the subjects which require your structure, movement, function. This all relation is deals with this by this subject. Through this study, it helps to understand the growth patterns, their performance, nutrition, and various dynamic process and phenomenon in life. This subject also provides standardized tools and techniques for body measurements such as height, weight, diameter, circumference, and skin fold. So Kansha technique, what tools is should be used for taking what kind of measurement and how to take measurement. This is deals with this. Maybe height, data, weight, diameter, circumference, and skin pose. So these provide standard tools and technique for body measurement. And with this measurement, we can predict the physique. What type of physique is he having, is he or she is having, and what it will be suitable for that kind of body. And then body composition in that muscle percentage, bone mass, fat mass, and lean body mass, etc., can be calculated and can be monitored accordingly. Body type or somatotype, like rating of the endomorphy, mesomorphy, and ectomorphy of an individual, and we can monitor their structure, can suggest you have to reduce this fat or you have to increase or you can maintain in this your this muscle fat regarding that. Kinanthropometry involves phenotypic as well as morphological change before and after training. So you can check or monitor the after, before, and after training effect on your physical, on your body structure. तो ट्रेनिंग से पहले और ट्रेनिंग के बाद जो क्या क्या चेंजेस हुआ है बिफोर ट्रेनिंग मीन्स व्हेन यू कम फॉर द कैंप क्या होता है कि ट्रेनिंग शुरू करने से एक मेजरमेंट शुरू कर एक मेजरमेंट या पैरामीटर लेके रखिए एंड देन आफ्टर 1-2 मंथ प्रैक्टिस फॉर ट्रेनिंग विद प्रॉपर डाइट एक्सरसाइज उसके साथ साथ आपका क्या चेंजेस हुआ है कैन ऑब्जर्व इट विद आफ्टर 2-3 मंथ्स के बाद क्या चेंज आया है मेरा वेट हाउ मच वेट गेन का वेट था कि जो वेट है उसमें से चेंजेस आया है कि नहीं आया देन मसल व्हाट अबाउट द मसल मसल जो है वो चेंज हुआ है कि नहीं एंड देन फैट जो है उसमें कुछ चेंजेस आया कि नहीं and then you can plan it accordingly. A coach, an athlete, nutritionist, strength conditioning जो expert है वो उसके anthropometric जो पैरामीटर है उसी से enhance करके उसका knowledge से उसका with the collaboration with this can monitor और उसको improve कर सकता है performance. So lastly, that identifications of talent in the early age and selections of sports event. So this is one of the most these things anthropometric or kinanthropometric role जो है. This is one of the important things which kinanthropometry is doing. That is talent identification in the early age and selection of sports event. So mostly for talent identification, at least a child should have a normal body weight, है ना? तो उसका एज के हिसाब से, उसका हाइट के हिसाब से, उसका जेंडर के हिसाब से, it should be in the normal range. उसका वेट जो है, he or she should, जो बेबी चाइल्ड है, it should not be underweight, ज़्यादा underweight मतलब under nourished भी नहीं होना चाहिए, malnourished भी नहीं होना चाहिए. There should not be any deficiency, or it should be in the normal range. One expect height accordingly जा रहा है कि नहीं, उसका एज के हिसाब से जो 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 चार्ट है ग्रोथ चार्ट जो है उसमें उसका क्या रेंज में 50 परसेंटाइल में है या अबव परसेंटाइल में है या बिलो है. From there you we can calculate the things also. It's in the normal range or above the range. So height and weight is one of the important things to identify that kids or the children है वो हेल्दी पॉपुलेशन में काउंट करते हैं कि नहीं. अगर वो हेल्दी पॉपुलेशन में नहीं है, अंडर नोरिश है और ओवर ओबीस है, ओवरवेट है, तो उसको ट्रेन करते समय और टाइम लग जाए और मे बी ये भी हो सकता है. तो मोस्टली क्या होता है कि उसका हाइट वेट बीएमआई और बॉडी फैट चेक कर लेता है. एंड देन सेकंड इज रेशियो एंड प्रोपोर्शन. जो रेशियो एंड प्रोपोर्शन अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्ट्रक्चर के हिसाब से व्हाट टाइप ऑफ गेम विल बी suitable for that kid or at least जो children है जो adolescent phase में है mostly training जो है general training होता है, specific training होता है और sport specific आ जाता है फिर तो वो एज डिफरेंट अलग अलग टाइमिंग में होता है. तो ये जो कुछ चीजें स्किल और टेक्निक के अलावा जो स्ट्रक्चर वाइज जो देखता है उसी में बेस करता है कि कैन प्रिडिक्ट जो हाइट है, एडल्ट हाइट जो है वो प्रिडिक्ट कर सकता है थोड़ा बहुत। और उसके बाद उसको कौन सा उसका स्ट्रक्चर, उसका बोन मतलब जो बोन हड्डियों का साइज अच्छा है या कम है, मस्कुलेचर ज्यादा है या फैट ज्यादा है, अकॉर्डिंगली एक तो है सोमाटोटाइप, we can observe, we can see the somatotype of that children and उसी हिसाब से एक गेम बता सकता है। एंड देन सेकेंड इज अनदर पार्ट इज उसका जो रेशियो एंड प्रोपोर्शन, उसका लेग लेंथ का रेशियो, उसका अपर का रेशियो, उसका आर्म लेंथ का रेशियो, हैंड स्पान का रेशियो, तो उससे थोड़ा सा आइडिया दे सकता है कि he will be better suited for that kind of game। लेंथ ऑफ द एवरी जो जॉइन है उसको भी देख सकता है, लाइक द ब्रॉडर ये है बोनी पार्ट है, और जो उसका रिस्ट कम है या लॉन्ग ज्यादा लंबा है, तो अकॉर्डिंगली गेम के हिसाब से रिक्वायरमेंट अलग अलग होता है, तो उसको देख के उसका टैलेंट सिलेक्शन जो स्पोर्ट है, लाइक यू कैन सी इन द टीम गेम आल्सो, लाइक फुटबॉल में गोली का एंड देन डिफेंडर फॉरवर्ड, उसका थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट स्ट्रक्चर हो जाता है। सम डिफेंडर्स आर हैविंग लिटिल बिट टॉलर कंपेयर्ड टू द फॉरवर्ड जो खेलता है, तो गेम के हिसाब से पोजीशन के हिसाब से सम स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रक्चर चेंजेस आते हैं, अकॉर्डिंगली उसको देख के वी कैन suggest that this position या this event will be suitable for you, not for the children. So let's see some of the relevance of kinanthropometry. So, kinanthropometry is a useful tool in the hand of both scientists, physical educationists, and coaches. It holds significance for problem solving in matters associated to growth, exercise, performance, and nutrition. Kinanthropometry has been comprehensively used in predicting the secular trend of the population and also among different ethnic groups. Secular trend, that means generation to generation there is some change in their height and weight of the population। ethnic group मतलब different ethnic के हिसाब से जो changes आ रहा है जो उसको study भी कर सकता है। And then research in kinanthropometry can be used as standardized for physical recruitment in the armed force as well as manufacturing uniform and designing of furniture, which has been discussed। Body measurement of an individual play an important role in the performance of sports as such. This represents a critical element in the selections of the athlete। Body measurement of an individual जो है play करता है इसको performance में। The application of kinanthropometry involves phenotypic as well as morphological change before and after training। Morphological changes जो है वो दिख सकता है, इसको स्टडी कर सकता है, ट्रेनिंग का इफेक्ट जान सकता है। So these are some of the relevance of kinanthropometry। Let's summarize। Kinanthropometry, anthropometry summary में जो है, जो earlier I talk about anthropometry। Anthropometry means the measure of man, whether living or dead। So when Alfonso Bertillon जो है इसको माना जाता है इज द फादर ऑफ द एंथ्रोपोमेट्री। उसने क्लासिफिकेशन सिस्टम, ह्यूमन क्लासिफिकेशन सिस्टम शुरू किया था, दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल एंथ्रोपोमेट्रिक सिस्टम। तो उसी से मेजरमेंट किया था उसने, फोटो प्रोफाइलिंग किया था, फ्रॉम दैट आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल फॉर रेशियल क्लासिफिकेशन में भी फोरेंसिक क्रिमिनोलॉजी उसी के बेसिस पे काम किया था। Anthropometry play an important role in the industrial design, plotting design, ergonomics, architectures, where statistical data about the distribution of body dimension in the population are used to optimize predator। These are some of the current, but the thing, kinanthropometry जो है वो mostly focus on the sports population। जो है उसमें जो relation between human form and function, interaction of human form and function, relation between human structure and function, उसी को deal करते हैं। And mostly it start जो subject है kinanthropometry, it start from the middle and late 1990s से शुरू किया था, around 1970s में, and witnessed the discipline made its presence and advance during this period. 1970s के आसपास शुरू किया था, and then 1990s तक काफी advance हो चुका है, and काफी techniques and tools and improvement study जो है बहुत सारा हुआ है on the 1970s, 60s, 70s में Olympian का study किया, physical structure and somatotyping किया. So during the 1990s तक काफी develop हुआ था. And then kinanthropometry is a distinctive study of human size, shape, proportion, composition, maturation, and growth function, which is facilitating in understanding growth, exercise, performance, and nutrition. So kinanthropometry provide us with techniques of different body measurements and equip us to understand relationship of different body measurement. It centers this kinanthropometry center on individual athletes into objective focus and offer a clear assessment of his or her structural status at any given time and provide us for quantification and differentiation, growth and training influence. तो एक के इंडिविजुअल का फोकस करके भी हो सकता है कि व्हाट आर द इन्फ्लुएंस ट्रेनिंग के इन्फ्लुएंस उसका ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट में उसके स्ट्रक्चर में क्या इफेक्ट हुआ है या कुछ improvement हुआ है या नहीं हुआ है. From that angle we can also assess the athlete through this kinanthropometry. Okay, these are some of the books which I have consulted for during this session. So if you want to know more, you can go through these books like Sport Anthropometry 1991, SS Sodhi is there. SS Sodhi, Physics and Selection of Sportsmen, a kinanthropometric study is there. Applied biomechanics concept and connection. Perspective in kinanthropometry, James Epidei is there. S.P. Singh, Promla Mehta, 2009, one of the very good books in India. This human body measurement and concept of application. Once we have gone through this book once. One is Sodhi and this human body measurement. And then Shaman Kohli 2018 textbook in anthropometry is there, Thompson, and these are some of the links which I have given here for the reference. Okay, these are the things we have discussed. Any, let's see, I'll stop sharing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yumna Momo Singh. It was indeed a very informative session. So, we have received around few questions, few queries from our participants.
Okay,
so we will take up all those questions.
Okay, I can also see this question and answer. Okay, yes. You please carry on, sir.
How we can calculate BMI? Mr. Sunil Kumar D is asking how we can calculate our BMI.
Okay, BMI, I have given the formula. You have to take actually height. मतलब पहले आपको height लेना पड़ेंगे through स्टेडियोमीटर या एंथ्रोपोमेट्रिक ग्रोथ जो है उससे हाइट ले लो. आप उसको हाइट को सेंटीमीटर में, मोस्टली जो इक्विपमेंट है वो सेंटीमीटर में आता है, तो आपको उस सेंटीमीटर को मीटर में कन्वर्ट करना है, नंबर 1 है ना. और वेट जो है आपका केजी में होगा. तो फॉर्मूला इज आपका जो बॉडी वेट है डिवाइडेड बाय बॉडी हाइट इन मीटर स्क्वायर. तो सपोज 1.60 सेंटीमीटर है मेरा, तो 1.6 मीटर ऐसा करना पड़ेंगे और उसको 1.6 इंटू 1.6 दोनों को इंटू करके आपको जो रिजल्ट आएंगे वो उसको डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा. इजी है. ओनली द अरिथमेटिक कैलकुलेशन इज हियर. हाइट मीटर में लेना है, वेट केजी में लेना है, वेट को आपका जो हाइट है उससे डिवाइड करना है. तो उससे पहले हाइट को आप मीटर में कन्वर्ट करने के बाद इंटू कर लो, है ना, तो उसी से डिवाइड करेंगे. एंड देन द रिजल्ट जो है वो आएंगे आपको 18, 18, 20, 25. तो उसके हिसाब से देखता है कि 18.5 और 24.9 का अंदर है तो नॉर्मल रेंज में आता है अकॉर्डिंग टू WHO। अगर कम है तो अंडरवेट है, अगर 25 के प्लस है तो ओवरवेट है, 30 के प्लस है तो ओबीस कैटेगरी में आ जाता है। तो 25 प्लस है तो आपको वेट घटाना अच्छा रहेंगे, मतलब अकॉर्डिंग टू द मेडिकल जो इश्यूज आना है जैसे ओबेसिटी प्रॉब्लम इश्यूज आते हैं उसके लिए।
Okay, thank you so much. And then we have another teacher, Miss Monica Devi.
Yes
So
sir।
she is asking this question: some children are not some children are not able to increase their height under the age of 5 to 10 years. What is the reason, and what should we do for increasing height?
5 to 10 years, okay. So actually there are lots of factors which are affecting growth and development of the child। ऐसा होता है कि किसी किसी में हेरिडिटरी ज्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस हो जाता है, किसी किसी में एनवायरमेंटल इफेक्ट ज्यादा हो जाता है। इन सम केस ओनली टू फैक्टर, वन इज हेरिडिटी एंड अनदर इज एनवायरमेंटल। हेरिडिटी में जो जीन अगर उसका पेरेंट्स मदर और फादर टॉल हाइट है तो चांसेस इज हाई, अगर शॉर्ट है तो चांस बेबी जो बच्चे हैं वो भी शॉर्ट होने का चांस रहता है। ये है हेरिडिटी। इट्स कंट्रीब्यूशन जो है वो 60 to 80% कंट्रीब्यूशन जो है जीन का कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है। उसके बाद क्या क्या इन्वायरमेंटल इन्फ्लुएंस आता है ड्यूरिंग द प्रेगनेंसी से लेके फर्टिलाइजेशन से लेके एडल्टहुड टाइप जो जो एडोलेसेंस पिक हाई वेलोसिटी जो बोलता है, ड्यूरिंग दोस फेजेस में क्या क्या इन्वायरमेंटल उसने ऑब्स्टेकल्स झेला है, तो क्या क्या हर्डशिप जो मतलब खाने पीने से लेके टाइमली मतलब उसको जो न्यूट्रिशनल बैलेंस डाइट जो बोलता है, कभी प्रोटीन चाहिए कुछ टाइम पे कार्बोहाइड्रेट चाहिए, उसका इतना रेट परसेंटेज होता है। तो इन्वायरमेंटल इफेक्ट में आपका डाइट आ जाता है। और उसके बाद आ जाता है क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन भी इन्फ्लुएंस करता है, साइकोलॉजिकल फैक्टर भी रहता है उसमें। और मतलब क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन में आपको अल्टीट्यूड का और उसका इशू पड़ जाता है, रेनफॉल क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन है ना, टेम्परेचर का उसका भी असर पड़ता है। और उस एरिया के हिसाब से खान पान जो पानी है जो सोयल है उसका भी इशू पड़ जाता है। तो यू विल फाइंड मोस्ट ऑफ द हिली रेंज का जो है वो शॉर्ट स्ट्रक्चर का रहता है। और जो गर्म जगह है जैसा देखा जाएंगे कोस्टल एरिया में मोर और लीन और थीन टोल रहता है, गर्म जगह में टोल रहता है पतले करके, तो स्किन कलर अलग होता है। तो ये एक इन्वायरमेंटल जो है वो भी इफेक्ट कर लेता है शारीरिक। साइकोलॉजिकल में क्या होता है कि किसी में फैमिली कंडीशन सही नहीं है, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन सही नहीं है, फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है, ज्यादा बिग फैमिली है, बच्चे में बहुत ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर है, उसको खाने को मतलब इतना अफोर्ड नहीं कर पाया है। तो दिस आर सम ऑफ द फैक्टर। साइकोलॉजिकल इमोशनल में क्या होता है, कभी फैमिली पेरेंट्स में बहुत झगड़ा चलते रहता है, कुछ टेंशन रहता है। तो ड्यूरिंग चाइल्डहुड क्या होता है कि खाने के लिए हमें एपिटाइट जो है जो जो निकलते हैं वो जब फ्रेश माइंड फ्रेश होता है तब एंजाइम निकलता है। अगर वो थोड़ा सा दुख है कुछ इश्यूज है तो वो भूख नहीं लगता है, तो मे भी साइकोलॉजिकल डिप्रेशन में भी चला जाता है कभी कभी बच्चे, अगर पेरेंट्स मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दे आर आर्गुइंग डिबेटिंग, ये होता है, ये भी एक फैक्टर है। तो बहुत सारा फैक्टर है, किसके पास कौन सा फैक्टर है वो बताना मुश्किल हो जाता है। तो समटाइम सेम घर में सेम बच्चे दो तीन बच्चे, किसी का हाइट अच्छा है किसी का कम है, दिस डिपेंड्स ऑन देयर जीन एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर, दो ही फैक्टर में, लेकिन किसमें क्या फैक्टर है वो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है जानने में। तो मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस एनवायरमेंटल जेनेटिक्स को तो वी कांट मैनिपुलेट और उस चीज को हम बदल नहीं सकता है। व्हाट इज इन आवर हैंड इज जो एनवायरमेंटल कंडीशन, उसका खान पान, उसका रहन सहन, हाइजीनिक कंडीशन, कभी बीमार हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है, कभी बीमार एक महीना बीमार पड़ गया तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट जो ग्रोथ हार्मोन है वो सिक्रीट नहीं कर पाता, तो इसका भी एक रीजन हो जाता है कि ड्यूरिंग ग्रोइंग एज में ज्यादा बीमार रहने से भी क्या होता है कि ग्रोथ हार्मोन जो है वो सिक्रीट नहीं कर पाता। तो ये कभी कभी क्या होता है कि लेटर स्टेज में जब जो कंडीशन है जो इन्वायरमेंट है वो फेवरेबल कंडीशन में मिल जाता है तो फिर बाद में गेन भी हो सकता है। दिस आर सम वेरी थिंग्स व्हिच हैज टू बी मॉनिटर्ड कि क्या इशू हो सकता है, खाने पीने का इशू है या साइकोलॉजिकल इशू है या मेडिकल इशू है या जेनेटिकल इशू है। मोस्टली इस चीज को समझना जानना जरूरी हो जाता है बच्चे के लिए।
Okay, thank you so much. We have another participant, Harikesh Bahadur. He is asking what is somato rating.
अच्छा सर, सोमाटो रेटिंग जो है सोमाटोटाइप हमने बताया है। जस्ट आज तो ऐसा था कि ओनली लिटिल इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है, जस्ट ए ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन टू द किनेटोमेट्री। तो उसके अंदर एक एक दो दो दिन का क्लास रहता है, जैसा ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट जैसा क्वेश्चन आया है, बॉडी कंपोजिशन हमने बस डेफिनेशन किया, बताया गया है कि व्हाट इज बॉडी कंपोजिशन, है ना। सोमाटोटाइप भी डेफिनेशन ही बताया गया है, क्या कंपोनेंट है उसमें। तो सोमाटोटाइप जो है रेटिंग ऑफ बॉडी है। रेटिंग, सोमाटो रेटिंग मीन्स आपका जो एक स्कोर कर दिया गया है कि रेटिंग सपोज 5 स्टार दिया गया है, 7, तो वहां पे 1 to 7 का अंडर स्कोर किया गया है। आपका फेट ज्यादा है तो 7, बहुत कम है तो 1, इन बिटवीन थोड़ा थोड़ा उसको रेटिंग जो है वो फॉर्म बना लेता है। तो एक फॉर्मूला यूज करते हैं उसके लिए हम सोमाटो रेटिंग के लिए, कि सोमाटोटाइप का जो इंडोमॉर्फी का कितना रेटिंग होना चाहिए, मेजोमॉर्फी का कितना रेटिंग होना चाहिए, एक्टोमॉर्फी का कितना रेटिंग होना चाहिए। वी एक हिट एंड कार्टर बोल के मेथड है जो इस रेटिंग को बताता है। आपको कुछ मेजरमेंट लेना पड़ेंगे, सपोज जितना भी आप हमने मेजरमेंट बताया गया, हाइट, वेट, स्किन फोल, सर्कमफ्रेंस, डायमीटर, वो उसके थ्रू ही आपका जो फॉर्मूला इक्वेशन यूज करने के बाद आपका एंडोमॉर्फी का रेटिंग 4 आया है, 5 आया है। मेजोमॉर्फी का भी सेम कितना रेटिंग आया है वो बता देता है, कि उस रेटिंग से पता चल जाता है कि आप कौन सा ग्रुप में पढ़ते हैं, एंडोमॉर्फी, हाई एंडोमॉर्फी या मेजोमॉर्फी में, या एक्टोमॉर्फी, या इन बिटवीन है। तो ये क्लासिफाइड 13 क्लासिफिकेशन के अंदर रेटिंग पता चल जाता है कि हर जो कंपोनेंट है उसको 1 to 7 1 to 7 का रेटिंग देता है। तो ये मेजरमेंट करने के बाद इक्वेशन, जो हीट एंड कार्टर का इक्वेशन यूज करके कंपोनेंट के ऊपर रेटिंग करता है कि कितना कितना आया है। फिर बाद में तीनों का हम रिदमिक सिस्टमेटिक वे में लिखता है। पहले इंडोमॉर्फी का रेटिंग जो होगा वो लिखेंगे, फिर सेकेंड में मेसोमॉर्फी का, थर्ड में एक्टोमॉर्फी का लिखता है। तो उसी से पता चल जाता है कि ये बंदा ओनली नंबरिंग देके, सपोज 571 है, इसका मतलब इसका मेसोमॉर्फी बहुत हाई है और एंडोमॉर्फी सेकेंड हाईएस्ट है। तो कौन सा गेम हो सकता है देखेंगे, अगर हाइट अच्छा है तो हम थ्रोवर बना सकता है, या कुछ और ऐसा थ्रोइंग इवेंट में हो सकता है, ये गेस कर सकता है। उसका रेटिंग को देख के उसका स्ट्रक्चर को आप देख सकते हैं, या स्ट्रक्चर को देख के आपको रेटिंग कर सकता है। ये भी एक सीन है, फोटोग्राफी टेक्निक भी है उसमें। तो ये रेटिंग मतलब बॉडी टाइपिंग रेटिंग उसको यूज करते हैं, सोमाटो रेटिंग। यस प्लीज सर।
Okay, we'll take up one last question.
यस।
So, she is Manika Agarwal from Jagdalpur, Chhattisgarh. She is asking, सर कुछ बच्चे फिजिकली एक्टिव हैं बट किसी भी गेम में कंसंट्रेट नहीं कर पाते, ऐसा क्यों?
इसका तो बच्चे जानना पड़ेंगे कि कौन सा एज ग्रुप का है। सपोज बहुत यंग है, 5 या 10 साल, क्योंकि एक तो होता है अलग अलग फेज रहता है। थोड़ा सा एज ग्रुप बता देता तो अच्छा होता है, क्योंकि हमारा क्या होता है कि जिन बच्चों को 4 5 से लेके सारा साल तक का जनरल ट्रेनिंग, मतलब कुछ भी मन करे, जहाँ साइकिलिंग कराओ, जिम्नास्टिक कराओ, मोबिलिटी, कोऑर्डिनेशन सिखाओ, स्किल सिखाओ, बैलेंस सिखाओ, है ना, स्विमिंग, साइकिलिंग, एथलेटिक, जिम्नास्टिक, ये करा दो जनरल ट्रेनिंग के तहत। उसके बाद क्या क्या उसको पसंद आता है, ये भी चीज है। आपने कभी देखेंगे फ्लेमिश स्पोर्ट कंपास बोल के, उसमें पूछता है कि तुमको जंप करने में तुमको अच्छा लगता है, या तो 3 डिफिनेशन होता है, आई कैन डू इट, आई विल डू, और आई लाइक। 3 पोर्शन होता है कि हमें पसंद है, हम कर लेंगे, हम कर सकते हैं। ये तीनों का जो है ना, वो मेंटल साइकोलॉजिकल उसका अलग अलग कंट्रीब्यूशन है। या कर लो बोलेगा आप क्रिकेट खेल लेंगे, हाँ खेल लेंगे, वो खेल लेंगे मतलब मीनिंग अलग हो रहा है। उसके अंदर से उसका गेम का पैशन क्या होता है, वो साइकोलॉजिकल उसमें इशू देखना पड़ेंगे फिर एज के हिसाब से। तो ये टीनेजर ऑकवर्डनेस भी बोलता है। कोई गेम अर्ली स्पेशलाइज कर दिया, हाँ तुमको बैडमिंटन ही खिलाना है, 4 5 साल खिला दे, बोर हो गया बच्चे, या 10 साल आते आते बोर हो गया, बैडमिंटन पकड़ने का मन ही नहीं करेंगे, दैट इज ऑल्सो अनदर केस। अर्ली स्पेशलाइजेशन कराने का बैड इफेक्ट वही होता है कि बच्चे वही एक्टिविटी करते करते थक जाता है, बोरिंग हो जाता है। एक चीज वो भी हो सकता है कि क्या ट्रेनिंग कराया है, उसको वेरिएशन चाहिए बच्चों में तो, और उसका गेम के ऊपर उसका जो पैशन है, उसका मोटिवेशन मिल नहीं रहा है उस गेम में, तो उसको दूसरा गेम कराने के भी चांस देना चाहिए। अगर गेम ही नहीं करना चाहता है, फिजिकल फिट है, तो कुछ नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि हमें एथलीट चाहिए जो गेम के ऊपर प्रोफेशनल वे पे हैंडल करे उस चीज को, कि हमें गेम जो है, हम नॉट फॉर द कैरियर, नॉट फॉर द जॉब, नॉट फॉर द फेम, आई एम प्लेइंग फॉर माय ओन पैशन, है ना। गिटार बजा रहता है तो ये मेरा पैशन है, इंजीनियर गिटार बजाता है, दैट्स माय पैशन। और फ्री टाइम पे तो हमें भी एथलीट ऐसा भी होना चाहिए कि मेरा कभी जॉब कर रहा है, फिर एथलेटिक जो कोई भी गेम जो कर रहा है प्रोफेशनल वे में, उसका पैशन होना चाहिए, उसमें डेडिकेशन तभी आएंगे जब उसका गेम के ऊपर लगाव होगा। तो दैट अगर वो मिसिंग है तो साइकोलॉजिकल थोड़ा सा वो सब मोटिवेशन करना पड़ेंगे, कोई कोई वीडियो दिखा के, कोई कहानी सुना के, दैट काइंड ऑफ वी कैन हेल्प थ्रू साइकोलॉजिकल असेसमेंट।
Thank you so much, Dr. Yumna Momo Singh, and we are really delighted to have you here amongst with us. I mean, so your session was really informative, and I'm sure that all the participants today here with us, we are having almost around 1.5 thousand participants amongst with us.
Okay.
So I'm sure they might have benefited from you from this session. And let me take this opportunity to thank you from the core of my heart on behalf of Sai LNCP, Hello India, and Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. And on my personal behalf, I thank you, Dr. Yumna Momo Singh.
Okay, from my side also, thank you to the Dr. Ashutosh for organizing such a nice program, and to all the LNCP committee, organizing committee. And then thanks to all the participants for giving me such an opportunity and for your passion listening. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.